Okay. I'm getting hand signals that the keyboard is too loud, so is that better? Oh, things to throw with the the keyboard is today. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, Doug, you can come up now. All right. Good morning, everyone. Happy October. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in the heart of Las Cruces. I'm Sarah, and this is Doug, and that's Doug, and we're going to start you with a couple of songs. I invite you to stand if you are comfortable doing that, and we will sing. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. There is only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. There is only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. There is only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. You are my reflection. There is only one.
Good morning, and thank you, Sarah and the Dougs. I like that. Welcome, shining beings. Glad to see you. Glad to see you on Zoom and YouTube later whenever it suits you. Good morning. I'm Judy Hunt, practitioner here today. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in the heart of Las Cruces, where our vision is a world in loving partnership for the good of all. Welcome to anyone visiting for the first time. Help yourself, or hopefully you've received a packet of information. Oh, good, I see you. It has a bookstore coupon, so good stuff in there. Plus, one of our magazines. I get so much out of these, the daily guides, the articles, so really recommend it. And you can get on the newsletter, which Bonnie always likes to remind us, do read your newsletter so you know everything that's going on here. There is a lot. So that next month, along with the potluck on the third Sunday, this month, it hasn't been updated, October 20, so any minute now, we will also have not just food, but a town hall. And you can find out what's going on in person. And Bonnie has a special report. And there's a building improvement team. We have gotten a grant to improve the windows here. So that'll take a team. And right now, you can see Reverend Bonnie, Carrie Porter, or Doug Benson, if you're interested in helping on that. Also, you'll notice you have little companions in your chair today, lovely little bears. You don't get to keep them. They are here for you to love up. It's a project from Unity, and we're going to add our love, and then they will be given out in the community in times of dire need. So it's a wonderful thing. So love them up today. I think we might get a few Sundays to love them up. Yes. So, yeah. So love them hard and love them good and leave them in the chair. Good. Then if you're curious about our larger organization and want to participate and you're a member, you can be a delegate. And it is online, so it's not like you have to go anywhere. And you could learn a lot and see a lot of great speakers. We need 2 more people, and let Reverend Bonnie know if you're interested. Thanks to everyone who helped with Pride. That was yesterday. So we don't have a report on that, but I hope it went really well. It usually, we get some people that learn about us for the first time. And being so wonderfully inclusive, we belong out there. So that's good. And October 26th already, fall treasure sale coming up. And you can bring stuff already. People are already sorting. And if you feel like pricing your stuff, do. No, don't price them. Oh, you can help price. Don't you do it. And Janice and her team gather Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 10 to 2. So if you'd like to come help and sort and price, that's the good time. So that'll be a great sale. And I'm going to start a book study on the book Spiritual Economics by Eric Butterworth. And it's my favorite book on prosperity, and it's got everything else you'd ever want about a spiritual walk in this life. So I think it's cool. Haven't set the date. I need to talk to Judy in the office about availability. But if you're interested, talk to me so that I can know if you're interested in morning or afternoon, what kind of days. I'll factor that in. So that's a coming opportunity. Oh, and November 16. So yeah, good time to get started on your crafts. That's our art, baked goods, and crafts sale. It's a really fun thing. Deb Taylor Russell does it. She's not here today. So you could talk to me and I could get it to her if there's something you'd like to make and bring, and she could know about it. So, there's a sign up in the social hall, so that's covered. Here at the Center for Spiritual Living, we believe in the power of prayer. And we have a wonderful group of ministers and practitioners that meet every Tuesday and pray on the requests you make. And there are forms for that. If there's anything that you are feeling is burdensome, write it down and we will pray with you for 2 weeks. And you can re-up after that if that's what needs. But there are also gratitude forms to let us know how prayer is working in your life. And it's just nice to know that you're not alone praying. And of course you never are, Spirit's with you. But we'll be there too. And so it's a wonderful opportunity. Plus, after church, if you'd like a quick prayer, Bob and I are available to do that too. So we'll cover it. You got it, we'll cover it. And now it is time for song, silence, and prayer.
One people living on one planet, joining in one family, we all are one. One people living on one planet, joining in one family, we all are one. One people living on one planet, joining in one family, we all are one. One people living on one planet, joining in one family, we all are one. One people living on one planet, joining in one family, we are all one. One people living on one planet, joining in one family, we all are one. We are all one.
Let's pray together. Breathe in, Spirit, right now, right here in this place. Feel the depths of love and peace and joy that are your natural birthright. We are here in spirit this morning to be together, to learn together, and to find more peace and a much more comfortable walk in life. That's all available through these wonderful knowings and practices. We look into our heart now and we know that we are at peace, that it is all good, and that only greater joy, love, and peace is to be expected. And so it is. Our reading today comes from The Science of Mind, Power to the People, it says this month. And it's from today, Patient Expectancy. You can have it all, you just can't have it all at once. That's from Oprah Winfrey. And this next piece comes from a 1932 article in Science of Mind magazine. In visualization, our thought creates a mental picture of a desire and presents this image to mind with the full expectancy that its accomplishment is now a fact. Meanwhile, we should patiently and expectantly wait for the law of evolution or unfoldment to bring the object of this visualization into our experience. We should always remember that the law need not be coerced. It needs to be recognized and consciously used. It takes the direction of our thought and itself finds the way. Methods and means of manifestation. Spirit does the work. Thus it has been written that it is not by personal power nor might, but by spirit. Few of us enjoy waiting. The advice to have patience while time ticks by does not help. especially when we're unclear what precisely it is we're supposed to expect. Yet most manifestations aren't instantaneous because they overlap with the choices of others. All must become ready for their roles. The law need not be coerced. Holmes says, need not be coerced. And let's add to that, neither do people need to be. For instance, the right job is now forming in mind, soon to appear in dimensionality. If one place isn't hiring, somewhere else is. If one situation isn't a fit, that's an invitation to move on to what perfectly suits us. Seeking a new home? Unless it's being built from the ground up, somebody else is currently living in it. Either way, it takes time as the world measures it. Our work is in mind, conceiving of it as already done. Then the law takes it from there. And our affirmation today is, there is an invisible chorus responding through everything in nature and every person I meet. That's a cool picture, and so it is.
We have Doug Adams here. He's going to do the special music today, so give him a warm welcome.
Thank you. There's a little fountain of peace in my heart, in my heart. There's a little fountain of peace in my heart. Water so sweet to taste may lend my life a little more grace, make the world a little happier place in my heart. There's a little fountain of peace in your heart, in your heart. There's a little fountain of peace in your heart. That little fountain of peace, its water shall never cease. If you tend it, it will increase in your heart. Maybe someday the little fountain will overflow and spill its shimmering waters on this old dusty world we know. A fountain in my heart, a stream in my neighborhood, a river running through this land, an ocean all around the world. Oh, there's a little fountain of peace in your heart, in your heart. There's a little fountain of peace in your heart. That little fountain of peace, its water shall never cease. If you tend it, it will increase in your heart.
Thank you. Perfect. Good morning, everyone. Get my stuff out here. I, too, want to personally thank the people that helped with Pride. I think some of them are sleeping in this morning, which I can't blame them. I think you were cleaning up pretty late last night when they got done, but it just warms my heart to know that our community is still out there letting ourselves be known, that we are open, affirming, and welcoming of all people here at the center. So thank you very much for any help that you gave in that arena. So how many of you remember that slogan, power to the people? You remember hearing that? Yeah. And I'm sure some of you might have even marched or chanted or participated. I see some heads nodding, using that chant or that slogan, power to the people. And this month's theme for October is power to the people. And I was reminded with that theme of my distant past, the 60s and 70s, when I was growing up, and I heard the various groups using that slogan. And then this month in the Science of Mind magazine on page 9, the author writes out some of the different groups that did use it, from Black Panthers to John Lennon and more. So all different types of people, groups of people were saying power to the people. And then that author summarized that slogan in New Thought language as advocating for the people's highest and best. Advocating for the people's highest and best. Well, when they put together the ideas for the year, when they put together the ideas that we could draw from for the month's theme, this was prior to Hurricane Helene doing what it did to the southeast, and now we're also anticipating Florida getting another, I guess it's Hurricane Morgan, if I saw it correctly, Category 3. And so I know that as this has been happening, and as we anticipated happening again, as we had what went on in Ruidoso, many of us sat here in Las Cruces, dry and sunny, wondering what could we do? How can we help at this distance? And just feeling like, oh my goodness, our friends and family are experiencing things that we're grateful we're not there, but we really wish we could be helping. And so the first thing that I have said to myself and to people who are feeling that distraught that they can't do anything is at least we can move into prayer. And of course, they're making fun of that sometimes because they're like, okay, we've had enough of prayer and good thoughts. We need some action in other areas in the world. And that's true, but I think the first step to action is prayer. And I have a friend, some of you probably remember Reverend Kate Grayson. She's spoken here a couple times in the summers in the last couple of years. Well, she lives in Asheville, or actually a little southeast of Asheville. And I finally got to hear from her and know that she's okay, her family's okay. They're used to camping out, so she said it's not so bad. But the message I got from her a couple days ago, still no power or water, but it seems in the last hour I got cell. Things are looking up. And then I asked her about food. Do they have enough food? And then she did say, prayers help, with an exclamation point. So even in the midst of it, the people who are dealing with it on a daily basis are saying, yeah, prayers help. Keep the prayers happening. And I was concerned also for CSL Asheville because I knew a creek ran in front of their property. And this is what she said. The flood knocked out the main driveway and the bridge road. The bridge that goes across the creek so they could get into their driveway was knocked out. But the buildings themselves are okay. So people are trying to come together. They're getting in whatever way they can to acknowledge to each other that they're okay. And slowly they're getting some cell service. Slowly they're getting some internet service. But what we do from here is we go within. And we continue to pray, because when we do that, when we center ourselves in prayer, that keeps us from adding to the chaos that's going on in the environment, and it allows us to move into a calmer space. And it also opens us up to guidance for what's mine to do. Is there something I can do? I've been impressed by the people that own helicopters and private planes who have flown out there to help. in their personal vehicles. People in the surrounding communities who have mobilized food and bottled water. The mule trains and horses to get past the parts of the roads that have been broken. And chainsaws and equipment that people have of their personal use have gone out to help with clearing the rubble, helping to clean up. Of course, our first responders that went from all over this country flew out there or drove out there as best they could, the truck convoys, the electrical linesmen and women that are trying to help get electricity back to the area. People found their power to do what they could in whatever way that they could. And I think for some people, our superpower was to get out of the way. One of the things they've been saying is, if you can leave, do. Don't add stress to the sewer system. I hadn't even thought about that. It's already stressed. Don't add stress to the use of food and water so that the people that are doing the work have access to food and water. So if you can get out, get out. And so my other friends were on Black Mountain and they were able to get out, and they're in Pennsylvania now comfortably waiting it out, saying they're going to go back in time to vote, but then they might leave again, depending on how things are going. So there's different ways that we can use our power, and sometimes it's getting out of the way. And then if we have the means to buy supplies or send money to the places that are helping these people, we can do that from afar as well. Well, all of this, as you know, took place as the debates between the presidents and the vice president candidates started to rev up. And I know that our president had the power and has sent lots of money to help with the situation. But what dawned on me is that they are just one person. They're one person in that the hands-on restoration, clearing, rescue, and revitalization is in the hands of the people. It's the people. And the red and the blue went out the window. The neighbors didn't say, well, how are you going to vote? Oh, I'm not going to help you. It was people caring for people, neighbors caring for neighbors, and it didn't matter which side of the aisle they were on. There are groups that have gone in from Louisiana that are flying helicopters in. It's clear that they might be on a different side of the aisle than other people, but they're still helping, and it doesn't matter. To me, that's the essence of the power to the people, that we help each other no matter what. Kate said on Friday in a text, and today we're making lunches for all of the linemen and community workers that are outright trying to repair our electricity and roads. And I said, well, what food do you have? What are you using? She said, they smoked some pork butts. We pulled them and made sandwiches. We're giving each a large paper bag with a sandwich, 2 protein bars, napkins, chips, and other miscellaneous stuff. So in the midst of their own devastation and need to clean up their property, they're going out there and helping to provide lunches for the people that are doing that other work. Again, it's power to the people, and I thought it's power through the people. Ernest Holmes said, what God can do for me, God can do or does through me. And so again, I thought it's in our hands. It's up to us. The reading did say Spirit does it, and that's true. We don't push it. We don't try and force our way. But as we open to Spirit, as we do that inner work, as we go into prayer, we step into that inner divine power, and it does the work through us. It's in our hands. So as we do that inner work, we discover whether we're a doer, a supporter of the doer, or get out of the way of the doer. But one of those things is ours to do. That's part of what we can do. And of course, all of it is supported in prayer. So it's truly then the power of the people. Now, I realize the word power can raise some hackles in some ways, because I think sometimes when we think of power over. And if someone's trying to wield power over us, it doesn't feel good. And so we're a little leery sometimes of that word. I know I grew up suspicious of people in power. And so power to the people was a different concept. And then what do we do with that power? When we recognize we have power, how do we handle it? How do we treat others when we've stepped into our own power? Alice Walker said the most common way people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any. And so to remember that power comes in many forms. And for those thousands without electrical power right now, they've been finding alternative sources, generators that are working on natural gas. They found solar access to power. They found the inner strength and power that they have inside themselves to keep moving forward and doing the next thing that needs to be done. And all of those are sources of power. Ernest Holmes in the Science of Mind text says there's limitless power at our disposal. Marvelous as the concept may be, it is nonetheless true that we have at our disposal, in what we call our subjective mind, a power that seems to be limitless. This is because we are one with the whole on the subjective side of life. Our thoughts, falling into our subjective mind, merge with the universal subjective mind and become the law of our life through the one great law of all life. There are not two subjective minds, there is but one subjective mind, and what we call our subjective mind really is the use we are making of the one law. It's how we are letting spirit move in and through us. Each individual maintains his or her identity in law through his or her personal use of it, and each is drawing from life what he or she thinks into it. So to me, that's where the power begins. No matter what it is we're dealing with, it's going within and recognizing that divine power that's within us, and then letting ourselves move from that place. So, as you know, I spend a lot of time contemplating these topics as they're coming down the pike, and I was thinking about power to the people, and then I'm watching and listening and reading all the posts about what's going on in the Southeast, thought about what happened in Ruidoso earlier this summer, and it dawned on me that the reason that these hurricanes and these natural disasters get our attention is because they exert a huge power over us, and they often leave us feeling powerless. And so I think the key to those of us who survive these events is to remember where the source of all power comes from, and that we are one with that source. And those of us who survive and continue to walk on the planet after something like this goes through our community, we need to go within also and find that deeper power to guide us to other sources of power, the ones that we might need to sustain our way of life, and that inner power to help us get through it. So what I realized is what really is happening, and it keeps coming back to this, is we're dealing with change. And the natural disasters create extreme forms of change. Our surroundings change, what we're used to changes, the things that give us comfort in our life have changed. And so the more that we can draw on that inner power, that divine power, the sooner we can adapt, adjust, recover, reconstruct, revitalize, whether we're in Ruidoso, the Southeast, or whether something's going on in our own life. We had our own experience with hail several years ago, not nearly to the level of what they're experiencing, but we had to adjust and deal also with what was happening to this building. So Ernest Holmes also, in the Science of Mind text, further in the back, page 407, we cannot account for the seen without having faith in the unseen. All advance in science or any other branch of learning must follow this rule if it is to accomplish anything. To believe in life, with a capital L, is to believe in the invisible. As science postulates some etheric movement at the center of all objective form, so we start with the premise that this initial movement starts as pure intelligence. And again, that's capitalized, pure intelligence, which is another way of saying spirit. Independent of any form, but ready to take form. All form is temporary, even though it might last for countless millions of years. That is, any given form comes and goes in a process of time, for any given time is temporary. And further on he says, spirit then is all there is at the very hour, at this very hour, and all creation is spiritual. The universe is a spiritual system impregnated with divine ideas and peopled with spiritual forms. The ideas of God are perfect laws on their way to producing complete and perfect effects. The universe is alive, conscious, awake, and aware. It is love and life. It is law and order. It is a cosmos. And so I think when we hear that, when we think about it, all form comes and goes, but spirit remains, and all form is temporary. Sometimes that's comforting, and sometimes it's our greatest challenge. Because when we're talking about form, we're talking about anything that's tangible. We're talking about the sides of mountains. We're talking about people's homes. We're talking about people, even our own bodies. All of that falls under the idea of form and how it is that spirit expresses out in the world. And so once again, I think, at least for me, one of our greatest challenges is that form comes and goes. Form changes. It's the spirit that stays the same. The spirit is expressing in and through all of this dynamic form that keeps evolving and changing. And here, closer to home, right here in the center, we have some changes coming down the pike. We have some ways that form is going to shift. Thankfully, at this point, not catastrophic changes, not ones caused by storm, and let's just hold that as the truth as we move forward. But all change requires adjustment, and that power is in our hands as to how we're going to move through and adjust to any change that shows up in our lives. The power is in our hands as to how change impacts our community. And the power is in your hands as to how change is going to impact you on a personal level. So as you do your inner work, you get to create peaceful transformations with an intention not to add to the chaos or create chaos, which is another option that you do have. We are hoping for and visualizing and holding in our thought peaceful transformations. So as you seek guidance as to what is yours to do, again, I could say you can pray and then know what to do, how to be a doer, how to assist. Pray and support those that are the doers and the ones getting things done. And you can pray and get out of the way and keep praying. There's all these options. Isn't that wonderful? So what exactly am I talking about? Well, Judy Paulus, I hope you've all gotten to meet her, but she's our admin who works here during the week. She is intending to retire, and mid-December is going to be her last day. And so we're seeing her. She has been an amazingly organized and supportive person in that role. And so we're looking for someone also skilled at administrating, skilled at organization, and we're seeking someone to replace her and add a little bit more to that job responsibility. In the meantime, I hope that all of you, if you have an opportunity, love on her. Tell her how wonderful she's been, how much we've appreciated her, and how we are grateful for all that she's done for us over the last several years. She tends to stick to herself, so I think it'd be good. The more of you that remember to tell her that would be wonderful. And then the second major change is that I am trying to semi-retire January 1st. That's my intention. And we've been talking about that at some of our meetings and such. So I will admit, my ego gets a little stroked when I have people come up, oh, what are we going to do without you? But as Holmes said, form changes. That means people. That means community spiritual leaders. We come and go, but the spirit is what remains. And this community is an amazing place where spirit is alive. You are a loving and welcoming community. And spirit is in and through all of us. And that remains. And so I just wanted to let you know that even though that ego gets stroked, what I really love is seeing you all come together and recognize the truth of who you are and support each other through friendship and love and being there for each other and each other's life conditions and changes. And that's what we've been doing as a community. That is the divine power within each one of us. That's our superpower. Spirit doesn't change. So as long as we remember that it is in our hands, we can let spirit express through us. 2 weeks ago, I went to a virtual ministers gathering. Virtual, obviously, it was online. And the ministers from all across the country and actually around the world were sharing how things are shifting, how centers are changing, how doing church looks different today, how since the pandemic especially, we have more people online. We have people that choose to watch it on their own time on YouTube later. We have people that would prefer not just sit out there and listen to me babble, but come together and do book studies or workshops or share things on a personal level. So the things are shifting, and we were sharing that with each other. And what we realized is the message, the spirit of who we are, what it is that we have to offer, doesn't change. But how we present it is changing. How Spirit works is still the same, and that's what we teach here. It's just finding the different ways to go about teaching it. So over the years, I've heard people say, and this is a belief that I think some of you might even hold, we need a dynamic young minister to attract youth into the center. We need a dynamic, charismatic, younger minister to attract and grow this center. We need a minister who's also a good teacher and is jazzed about our teaching. Well, each time the weight and responsibility is thrown onto the minister or the community spiritual leader to grow the place, to attract the right people. And my aha was, wait a minute, we need to flip that script. Because what attracts people to the center is you all. It's the community. It's how welcoming you are. It's how friendly everyone in these seats are to the new folks that come through the door. It's the community that draws people, not just me, not just one person. Just like this country isn't just our president or vice president, it's all of us. It's the power in the people. Your power is in your ability to remain amazing and wonderful and loving and draw to this community the perfect person to work in that office and the perfect associate minister to work with me to see the next evolution and growth of this Center for Spiritual Living in the heart of Las Cruces. You all are what are going to be the attraction. It's not all about me. And so when I saw that, I was able to get a better picture and get more excited about this changes that are coming down the pike. Because the power is in your hands, it's in my hands, it's in our hands to attract. Remember, Alice Walker said, the most common way people give up their powers by thinking they don't have any. So it's not all the power in the minister, it's the power in the community. So I know the perfect associate minister is being attracted here right now because who wouldn't want to work here? You guys are fabulous. This is an amazing community. You have an amazing consciousness. You are a people who do the inner work. I see you do it. I hear your stories. You're ones that are seeking that higher expression for the highest good of all. I know that that's what you want because that's what you've told me. So we all have a role in holding that vision. We all do our own seeking of that divine power within, and then we contribute to the whole as we are called to, as we are drawn to. And then we know that the perfect people are joining in the fun and joy of this community, that the perfect next administrator, the perfect associate minister are being drawn to us right now. Like the reading said, it's already so in the mind, so now we let time do its thing to make it manifest. Both of those individuals and anyone else who comes through the door is going to support this community in reaching its highest potential and highest expression of spirit in its best form. So please be assured, come January 1, I'm not going to disappear. I'm not going away completely. When I left UNM years ago, I was an interpreter coordinator and an interpreter for the university up there. And I left in order to go to ministerial school. So they gave me a going away party, and my son wore a t-shirt that said, "How can I miss you if you won't go away?" And I think that's appropriate. Again, because I will still speak at least once a month. I'll still come to church when I'm in town and not traveling. I'll still be here, and I'll be working closely with the associate minister as long as that person needs support. So I'm not going away. It's just going to change. Form is changing. It's going to look a little different. And so what makes me even happier than stroking my ego is knowing that each one of you is doing your part, doing your inner work to become that magnificent part of the community that's drawing people to us. In the outlines that they gave us for this month's topic, they give you summaries, themes, things that you can think about and work on. And this is part of what they said. Science of Mind invites us to begin by going within. Listen to this next sentence. We believe that it's not what you pray to, but where you pray from that matters. Going within allows us to do our inner work in preparation for outer expression, engaging in a process of self-awareness and self-discovery. And one of the affirmations they offer up, together, we empower each other for the greater good. And as a summary for one of the weeks, I just pull from all of them. They said, as we unite around a purpose, a sense of community flourishes, offering vital support and connection. The shared commitment softens the boundaries that separate us, fostering a deeper understanding of ourselves and others as fellow beings on a shared journey. Through collective power, we discover the beauty of collaboration, celebrating the richness of our unique perspectives while working harmoniously to create a reality filled with compassion, growth, and positive transformation. So that's the vision that I'm holding, and that's the vision that your board is holding, and that's the vision that the practitioners have agreed to hold. And so if any of you need support in that, see any one of us, and we would be glad to talk to you, answer questions, and support you. And I trust that as you also share that vision and do that inner work, the power of positive transformation is in your hands. And as we face and move through, whether it's national disasters in our country or the world, I've heard that there's other stuff going on around the world. As we face challenges and changes in our personal life or in the life of this community, this also applies to our elections and governmental leaders. The power is in the hands of the people, and it starts with voting. We pray, we do our inner work, we get informed, we seek a deeper truth, and we vote. The power is to the people. So as I look back through my life, and even over the last 12 years that I've been serving here, there have been changes that I chose to make. There have been changes that I felt were foisted upon me. And there was one change that was so sudden and unexpected. I'm still working through trying to see the good and the God in it. And yet the bottom line is that I do believe the universe is God or good expressing, that the universe is God in form. And I do believe that ultimately it conspires for my highest good and for our highest good. And I do believe that since my intention is to express positive transformation and experience that, I hold that vision, I go into prayer, and I step fully into my God-given divine power when it comes to knowing exactly what I need to do, my part, because ultimately it is in my hands. And ultimately it is in your hands. So I invite you to do the same and experience your power. So it is. Music. She's still contemplating. You're on. Oh, yes, thank you. I'll do a prayer. Thank you, Judy. All right, I got too excited. So he's coming on up, and anyone who wants to stand and add their energy to the prayer, otherwise receive, just let it flow. Let us just take into our heart space that awareness that we are God expressing. We are the form and the presence, the hands and feet, the eyes, the heart of God itself, each and every one of us. And so we offer up support for all those experiencing these natural disasters. We offer up our support and our love and our prayers for all those going in service, all those clearing, all those revitalizing, all those fixing food, all of those bringing electricity and power in that form back to the communities, all those cleaning up. We just know that we are all part of the one, the human experience. Each and every one of us, we find what is ours to do, and we allow the divine to express in and through us so powerfully that it energizes and excites us even in the midst of extreme change. And so I give thanks for the revitalization of my own spirit, my own heart, as I contemplated this, looking at what power is mine and how do I express that. And I know that each and every one here has that divine power within. And I am so excited to see how that expresses throughout the next few months and the next several years. I give thanks for this coming together, for this opportunity. I give thanks for our building, for the electricity, the running water, the flushing toilets, the food, all the things that we take for granted that now we know are so precious. I give thanks for all those that are here today, all those listening now and in the future. I give great thanks. And so it is.
The power of love, the higher power, here every minute and every day. Here every moment and every hour, I'm taking it with me all along my way. On a quiet day, everything is in motion, every leaf, every stone, shimmer with light. We call it love, that sends it all spinning, that sends my heart flying just as high as a kite. The breeze that I breathe, the sound of the mountain, the wisdom of hummingbird wings by a flower. I felt so alone, cut off from this beauty, till a voice came upon me, it was singing of power. It was the power of love, the higher power, here every moment, every day. Here every moment and every hour, I'm bringing it with me all along my way. For the power of love, I need never hunger, melting like snow, the most ironclad curse. Here all around me, just like a spring shower, I never need hunger, I never need thirst. Deeper than sleep and deeper than oceans, brighter than mockingbird song through the sage. The book of love has no beginning or ending. We are like lyrics dancing over the page. And it's the power of love, the higher power, here every minute and every day. Here every moment and every hour, I'm taking it with me all along my way. All along my way. All along my way.
Perfect. The power of love. I love that. Thank you. And I like that line, the lyrics dancing on the page or something like that.
That was a world premiere. I wrote that song for your service today.
Oh, beautiful. absolutely beautiful.
Nobody's heard it before except for Nancy. And that line was, "The book of love has no beginning or ending, and we are like lyrics dancing over the page."
Isn't that beautiful? That is absolutely beautiful. We are so honored. Thank you. And I was sitting here thinking, I'm watching Nancy's face while he's singing. The power of love is coming out of her eyes as he's singing. It's absolutely beautiful. It is so fun. I get to see a different perspective from up here. I like it. Thank you so much for writing that song for us. You're going to have to do that one again. That was absolutely beautiful. Wow, see what amazing community we have, and such talent and people to share with us their skills and their talents, and that uplifts, that sings to our hearts. I'm going to just picture being a lyric dancing on a page. I love it. So now, now is that time that we consider giving back to this amazing center. And if we'll have some volunteers with, yeah, there goes Bill, thank you. This month, we are changing the person that gets the place that gets 10%. We are a tithing community, and 10% of all that comes through the center goes out to some place to continue the flow. And this month it's going to Dress the Child. And this is a program that funds $100 per child for the purchase of new clothes and shoes. And they actually get volunteers. So if you want to volunteer for this program, there's information on the website and through this information here how to contact them, because they need volunteers that take the child with a $100 card, and they get to go and help them buy the clothes and shoes that they're going to use throughout the school year. So that is something you can do personally, as well as knowing that 10% of everything that comes through here is going to Dress the Child. And it is a tax-exempt 501c3. They want you to know that kids, because they're 501c3, end up taking home about $125 to $150 worth of clothes, and that everyone in this organization is a volunteer. So all the money that they receive goes into those cards and goes into buying clothes for the kids. Clothes and shoes for the kids. So that is how we get to see our abundance continue to be offered out and shared out in the greater community. So go ahead and we will say our blessing together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, in me. And please just bless the plate no matter what. Your prayers are powerful, as well as your offerings. Thank you. Let's sing.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
And I know I, for one, have been feeling so blessed to have electricity, to have food in a refrigerator that keeps it cold, to have the freezers still running, all of these things that sometimes we take for granted. And so I'm grateful that I now can move into a deeper place of gratitude. And everything that comes through the center helps us keep the lights on, keep the temperature comfortable for everyone who comes in the center. So I know that we are blessed as a community. I'm grateful we bless the greater community. And I know that everything that moves in and through here is part of that flow of abundance. And so it is. Thank you to both of you.
Is that it?
No, I have one more thing I'd like to do with
Okay.
everybody. This is that benediction that I think is fun to do, and I'm going to add another word to it. So I'll just ask you to repeat after me if you're comfortable. Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called life.
The power of life is in my mind.
The power of life is in my mind.
The power of life is in my body.
The power of life is in my body.
The power of life is in my affairs.
The power of life is in my affairs.
I receive it.
I receive it.
I share it. I am it.
I am it.
And I accept it
I accept it
just the way that it is
just the way that it is
and just the way that it is not.
and just the way that it is not.
Thank you, powerful life.
Thank you, powerful life.
And so it is.
Okay.
Now we can sing. What are we
Okay,
singing?
go out and shine.
Go out and shine.
I invite you to stand again if you'd like.
Yes, you can stand. This is our closing song.
Go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. You gotta go out and shine your light. Go out and shine. Go out and shine. Go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. You gotta go out and shine your light. Go out and shine. Go out and shine. Step out and take a chance. Walk the talk, join the dance. Relax, enjoy the ride. Let kindness be your guide. You gotta go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. You gotta go out and shine your light. Go out and shine. Go out and shine. One voice, one hand, one heart. Wanna change, make a start. We're one big family. What's good for you is good for me. Come on and go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. You gotta go out and shine your light. Go out and shine. Go out and shine. Go out and shine.
So keep praying, but keep shining. Have a great week.